And we're live. My name is Zane and I'm the founder of Protea Financial. Welcome to Protea Live. Coming from a slightly different location today. Normally I'm taking these sessions from my office. Today from my dining room table. So slightly different background, but same person, same opinions. Today I want to talk about payroll. I had an interesting situation this week where I got questioned on why we don't do our own payroll. And when I mean do our own payroll, I mean do the calculations, fill out the forms, mail them off, write the checks. And I was pretty surprised that anybody would even ask that when there's so many really good payroll companies out there that are willing to do all the dirty work for you, as well as take all the risk. And it was really interesting to me to think that somebody would think the best way to do it would to be manage it themselves and take all the risk upon their own shoulders, be that in-house or an outsourced firm like we are. So I put it out there to my LinkedIn network and said, hey, anybody doing this? The general feedback was just a, no, bold, underlined, 10 exclamation points. It doesn't seem to be anything that anybody is handling themselves. The general feedback is why? Why would you do that? Why would you take that risk? It just seems almost negligent, to tell the truth. It's putting yourself at a lot of risk, putting your clients at a lot of risk, and just creating a lot of extra work if something goes wrong. And things do go wrong. We've used these outsourced payroll companies to do payroll since day one, and they make mistakes as well. We had a client, a fairly large client, and the filing somehow from their side went incorrect. We got the notices with large penalties and interest, sent it off to the payroll company. They jumped on it, dealt with the state that it was dealing with, solved most of it, but they cost them money. It was proven that they made a mistake. They got the filing out right and late, and they had to pay the penalties and interest. Now, as an individual trying to take on that risk, it could be a large sum of money. In this case, it was around the $25,000 range. And that's a lot of money to come out of somebody's back pocket. So I just don't understand why anybody would take the risk. So, I've spoken about my favorite accounting software out there, and Gusto is one of the payroll companies that we trust and we use, and they're very good at solving problems if they make a mistake or if any errors come up. But generally, they get it right. You're filling in your information and putting them the hours. They're doing the calculations for you. The payment goes off. People get paid on time. Employees are happy. The state and federal filings go off. The state and federal bodies are happy. It just seems like an easy method. And there's lots of options out there, right? There are outsourced payroll companies, people that will specifically do this type of work for you, and they do it every single day. It's their core functionality, and it's what they do well. But like I said, we use Gusto. We've got clients in ADP. We've got clients on Paychecks. A bunch of other payroll companies as well, and they all do a really good job. And the main thing with all of them, the differentiating factor between them is just the type of technology they use. But all of them are the same in terms of they are taking the risk away from you as an accountant or a small business owner and putting it on their own shoulders. So my big question to you today is why would you take this risk? Why would you do something so risky if you might have some expertise, but it's not what you do on a daily basis? It just seems crazy. It just seems crazy to me. I'm not going to be willing to do it. And I don't believe that makes me any worse of an accountant. I think it makes me a better accountant because I understand what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. It also gives me a good sense of risk and reward. And I think having an accounting brain that understands the difference between risk and reward is also very good, because it means you'll be providing advice to your clients or your employer that will measure risk and reward. So basically, I want to say, one, I'm just shocked that anybody's still doing this. So great payroll companies out there. We love Gusto. Use them. That's what they do. That's what they're made to do. They handle all the risky portions for you. Two, if you are doing this yourself, I'd love to hear from you. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Zane Stevens, just find me there. Go to Protea Financial website, send me a note. I'd love to understand the logic behind why somebody would be doing their payroll manually. I'd just love to understand. as a small business owner, if you're watching this, my feedback to you is don't do it yourself. Don't take the risk. Either hire a payroll specialist company or use a payroll management software. Go grab Gusto. It's easy to set up. They'll help you get everything that you need in place. They'll direct you the whole way. And you can run payroll. They'll make sure people are paid on time and they'll get all your filings done. Do not take the risk. It is not worth it. So that's it. I'm going to end this week still confused on why anybody's still doing their own payroll, why people are doing their payroll filings manually. Go get a payroll provider. It's just not worth it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all next week.